Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast from your host and Pearl Lane, the one and only master propaganda who loves like defender of the fatherland. Off it to a 1v1 on Villa Fiore. In the north it is Stephenn of Australia, the world's nicest Australian, which by coincidence also puts several Australian government watch lists. Don't ask why. Fighting here for freedom and democracy here with the US 45th Infantry Division. We got advanced infantry, we got spec ops, we got armored. West and south it is Jpeg. Fighting here for the German army, Deutschland. Here with the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division. We got Italian command. I'm sure there was some Bezier providing some more Italian frontline efforts here to try and keep the Americans occupied while the Germans do their bits. So, we all offer, as always, big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and absolutely wonderful support of the Propagandacast. Keeps making all these videos possible. And a big hearty thanks for those who keep commenting and liking on them. It really does a lot there with the YouTube algorithms. Spreading out the word of the Propagandacast further through the YouTubes. Past all the AIs and whatnot. But double rifleman scouts here for Stephenn. Rare sighting here of the just full-on in rifleman build here. Most players tend to prefer some scouts or engineers or a jeep or a weasel, but Stephenn here just goes for the humble rifleman. First shots fired already, best of the area. They're having rush forwards here, utilising their great stamina to zoom across the map. He quickly finds himself encountering rifles pulled out in the open, and unsurprisingly, have to very quickly get into cover while being shot at. Up north, Ralph's going in with the M1 Garands, and of course the Thompson submachine gun there for the squad leader. We got the Jeep on the way here for Stephenn. Got the first American casualty here. Gene from Massachusetts. There you go, Bezier falling back here. Squad moving in, occupying the cover here. Stephenn quick withdraws. See, we got the light support company there of Jpeg, as up north, Panzer advancing, scouts withdrawing, having perhaps spotted the Panzer Pioneer there from a nice cozy distance. Stephenn here directing his efforts towards the centre. Of course, trying to then deal with the Panzer Pioneers to threaten his fuel. Combined efforts here by Jpeg's Italians and Germans catching the route here by the stairway. Got the Jeep rushing in here for Stephenn, noting no immediate battle choice here for Stephenn. No armor to get directions one, which is typically how I see the Jeep a lot of the time. There's a nice bow move here for Stephenn. Panzer Pioneer just trying to stay clear of the Jeep as it lets loose, quick flying back. Another rifle for Stephenn. And might see another Bezier squad. Well, we got the aims out there for Jpeg. Wants that killing up for his men. Not a bad choice. There you go, charging the Jeep rifle, hoping that basically the Jeep draws away some of the fire there, so he just self-repaired here. Of course means, he doesn't have to like worry about healing reinforcing right away. That's it, though. Jpeg, I think, was a bit sharp there and ordered the men specifically to fire at the Americans rather than Jeep. Come on, men! Shoot at Sing! It isn't bulletproof and actually bleeds! Mamma mia, what is this German talking about? It's easy for dumb to Italians. So Panzer Pioneer withdrawing there. Never see what happens next. I mean, bolting the Italians is obviously a good upgrade there to pick that out of the battle ability if you come into it. And the number of Italians, there we go. 6-man squads, obviously representing a bit of a boost there to firepower. And overall squad durability. Quick laying down mine, so this should mean this fine 40. My noted from amongst other things actually being largely made out of, well, non-ferrous materials, basically meaning it's not made really of metals, it's mostly made out of wood, other things like that, making it actually very difficult to spot from minesweepers. It was such a problem they actually had to get in like minesweeper dogs to sniff them out. The Germans had to continue to work on it, which worked out less great after the war when basically a lot of German prisoners of war would then be set to clearing out the mines. Across various parts, alongside the borders with France and also along the English coast. A Jeep, they're hitting a mine, getting knocked out. And of course paying off big time there for Jpeg versus Stephenn.
The enemy holds all victory points.
Still, Stephenn undeterred has always sees most of the map here. Thumbs up to that. Excellent activity from Stephenn against Jpeg. And they did lose a Jeep in the process. Sacrificed upon the altar of democracy. But to hit the opponent's viewpoint, that's at the base. Stephen's cheek and knows no bounds. Motor pool there for Stephenn. Scout squad there for the drawing. Swiftly. Division up north of our squad casting the best area there.
Territory sectors are isolated. We must reconnect with
Motor
them.
pool halfway done.
Their Salieri are armed and await deployment.
There you go. More best area there. Of course, actually, they're going to be called in. It's just the cooldown wearing off there. So, pushing forward here, we got Jpeg rushing. The Italian troops charging ahead there, full of bravado and pasta. They come in, they're roused, but they're not healed up. As Stephenn, of course, is the only good American, does not believe in healthcare for his men, that they fork up a lot of money for it.
Proximity alarm near our munitions point.
So that allows, of course, a Jpeg to swiftly warn towards the cutoff point here. Definitely punishing Stephenn here for not running here, though, of course, it's still worth pointing out there's still 2 versus 1. And obviously, the Vibe were not really going to have a great time of it either way, but at least they didn't have to retreat as fast as they did there. The guard armor then there, there's Stephenn. Makes it a bit interesting to pick it earlier, but it's certainly not impossible because the Stephenn, he actually wasn't sure if he wanted it or not. And of course, down the road, finally made the decision here. It's worth pointing. Particularly Stephenn is a player who does tend to prefer not immediately making a battle group pick, so it definitely fits his MO. There you go, emigrant here for Stephenn. Italians trying into the captain, holding line heroically for freedom, and hosing down those Italians with the Browning 30 coming in. We got here the assault grizz in the half track, definitely forming a much more aggressive force here for Jpeg to attack Stephenn. Of course, Stephen's Greyhound is going to make this much tougher. In fact, it's likely to punish Jpeg for going for this, since it means he can't call in his Panzerjägers, then try and immediately counter the Greyhound. He's keeping Jack, so I'm actually a bit surprised Jpeg went in willingly like this against it, but perhaps he might have figured like, no, even like you're dead calling a Greyhound.
We're losing grasp of a munitions point.
I'll wait though. Oh, he's just trying to turn to the base here, it seems like. Wow, that's obviously bold. He's definitely, I think, aiming for white here. Grenade assault though doesn't quite pan out there for. Oh, it actually did. He did get a white. He may lose 250, but considering he basically got it for free, that's not really a big deal for Jpeg. I mean, obviously it still sucks, but technically on a manpower basis, that's kind of free, particularly with the white of the rifle squad, so not exactly terrible there, and suddenly, you know, makes a point to Stephenn, then he shouldn't feel safe even inside his base. Got the Grenade down, the assault grenade down to 2 men, low on health here though. And of course, crucially, he still doesn't need to corrupt, so in fact, Stephenn here might be able to extract vengeance from the Germans. He'll get some Panzerjägers now, but I don't think they're going to be too late. He could try and pop a smoke grenade.
Our capture point is being nuked. Our assault grenadiers have been
And that came too late.
killed.
Much too late. Yeah, Stephenn got his revenge there, big time. At which point, suddenly, that was less great there for Jpeg.
Panzerjäger anti-vehicle infantry available.
So thumbs up to Stephenn there. Do have the Panzerjägers up, but obviously again, too late to save the assault grenadiers. Might see some Paredes here, could also go for the Semoventus. Use that 1040s to try and deal here with Stephenn's Greyhound. I'm not so sure he's going to do it, but he could do it. Meanwhile, Stephenn bringing in more riflemen to replace the one schools that got cut down by those Germans, those Krauts. 26 with 500. There's the Air Panzer behind the captain. And a medic station on the way there for Stephenn. Ooh, mine goes off. He almost taking out the captain. No, doesn't manage it. Mine's going off here. Graham racing off. Finding course here by Stephenn. Thumbs up to that. Another mine casualty they inflicted upon Jpeg and the German army.
You have orders.
Arc on the way for Jpeg going in heavy armored cars here to counter Stephenn. His armored cars were not really going to be great at it, but they can still put the pressure on it. Of course, with the Grand up, you should also consider the possibility his opponent might then just go for a chaffee to counter the Achtguard. Not exactly a move that is, entirely without, perils, problems. Who knows, maybe Stephenn just decides not to go for Chaffee.
Achtguard armored car head. We're
But he
losing
would certainly
cars
win
for the
this right to
victory
do so.
point.
Gouchy on the run. Jpeg was a much better map control against Stephenn, though victory points
Enemy
YC
has
certainly
taken
still
a victory
significantly behind Stephenn and the
300
Americans.
points remaining. Say again, 300 points remaining.
Northern victory point of the Ralph squad. Got the M1918 here for Stephenn.
Hold the point then.
We are losing grasp of a fuel point.
Cameras the Achtguard. The Southeast SA squad are one with a single Greyhound, obviously lacking any anti-tank weapons, and able to cope with its sheer firepower and ability. Meanwhile, BARs they're done for Stephenn, further augmenting his firepower, making things much tougher here for Jpeg's infantry. Support for elements down the way, or support on Jpeg. Nope. Raiders, nothing. Not really doing much with this battle, but I feel like there needs some options here that Jpeg could consider versus Stephenn.
The territory sector has been claimed by the
Maybe a
enemy.
couple flying passport thinking about this northern victory point. Maybe putting some effort to try and,
Stuck the assault guns and
keep
recovery
Stephenn from being up
vehicles
more on the
are
victory
available
point
for
side of
construction.
things.
Take cover.
I'm signaling about the Achtguard moving in. Ooh, mine got set off
Our
there.
nation's point is being neutralized by the enemy.
South, two Bessier squads at the ready. And digging mines. Oh, we're laying down mines in the middle of just, nice.
Enemy forces have claimed our sector.
All the way. Bessier charging in and taking fire. Lacking force any instinct weapons, they are powerless against the Greyhound unless Stephenn is so kind to let them hit with grenades. Active arriving, obviously posing a slightly larger problem, even then the Greyhound is very much favoured there for the most part. Anti-tank for Stephenn, so no Chaffies.
Armory upgrade complete, Commandant.
I mean, obviously, could be wants to have the tank depot and start pushing for tanks, and obviously feels like he doesn't need more than that, in which case that's obviously fine. But, he could have gone for Chaffies to counter this, which point I do think Jpeg would have dropped. But there you go. Got some momentum, got the M1340. Everything ready, and of course, if, say, Jpeg decides to go for those Italian tanks, that might, put Stephenn in a bit more of a tight position, make him consider, I think, a Chaffee more sort of seriously. Further south of Roscoe is the Bessier, we got more troops coming in here. Further north, slow push here by Jpeg and Stephenn. Greyhound versus the Achtguard, Panzer's pushing in. Panzer's there from five, Jpeg the edge in that fight. Anti-tank around though, might of course turn that around again. Oh dear, what he's doing, Got very lucky there, the anti-tank, and missed, if anything. That was definitely a bit cool, since he knew the anti-tank and were there, so like moving forward in the Stargate fight, definitely felt very risky. Further south, the Bessier making progress. Stephenn watching as his southern front line is being steadily partitioned here. Interview others' minds, thumbs up into Stephenn.
A munitions point is being taken from us.
We do have an M1340 here by way out for Jpeg. Italian medium tank.
Territory lost.
And interesting when it came around, it was actually like a pretty decent tank, but it very quickly became outdated due to a variety of issues. Including one thing was actually riveted armor, which is typically a big hazard for the crew inside, since other things come flying off and kill, harm the crew, maybe killing them. Also, the gun obviously had some issues. They would come towards a more like, more outgunned version of a higher velocity gun, but that was a bit too late. Anyways, Granny was then 1340, much more fair engagement with Jpeg. Doing some damage with its 47mm anti-tank gun. It's based off an anti-tank gun though. Side note. Got here in deep trouble. But Jpeg to the rescue there starts figuring out with the Panzer Pioneer. As the Italian tank continues to try and keep Stephenn Southern approach here under control. And there we go. M1340 does force Stephenn's hand into the Chaffee. Maybe just waiting for War Machine, who knows, but either way, Chaffee has arrived.
The Pact of Steel shall support our efforts here, Commandant.
M1340, they quick withdrawing. Running up with the Chaffee. 75mm gun, we got another Chaffee for Stephenn.
Survival improvements and smoke canisters are being requested.
Part of it, I think, is he's suspecting the Jpeg may try and go for just like a swarm of M1340s here, so he's just gonna like get ahead of the curve and just make sure he's got more Chaffies than his opponent's got the M1340. Or maybe just played against this particular strategy of Jpeg before, in which case, of course, he might, expect it, and so go for Chaffies. And we'll have to see though, but what happens further? There certainly is some possible reasons there that could be motivating. Even got the check being after the withdrawing. 214 is 498. I mean, it seems to us maintaining very good control of the victory point on the map here against Jpeg. Jpeg definitely needs to do a bit more, I think, to like regain control, or gain control in the first place, I suppose. That's a better way to phrase it. Got the GIs walking in there.
We're engaged.
North Italian troops setting off a mine.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
Enemy down. God damn it!
Skirmishing there. Grenades are being chucked, but the Americans
Victory
definitely
point
dodged
under
them.
enemy control.
My squad is taking hit.
Italian tank hanging back. Almost had the scouts and gets it actually.
God damn it!
Grenade launches here out of Jpeg's Panzer Pioneer. Turning price some fairly solid offensive tool, making it harder for Steam to rely on cover to safely hide out versus Jpeg's forces.
Enemy presence. We cannot stay here.
So, 194 is 498. Topside here we got the Chaffers there, 40 and the Arcade.
Has been claimed by the
So
enemy.
far, I mean, Jpeg hasn't pulled in any more Italian tanks. However, Chaffee up in flames, stinging blow there to freedom and democracy. And withdrawing, Chaffee withdrawing.
Watch the traverse. Holding the perimeter.
Get north. Might be busy anyways. Skirmishing. Rifle cap on the move here.
My squad is
3 command points are available. We have the
993 was
battle group
498.
Fucking Armor wants a piece of us. Stop fire, please. Orders carried out to the letter.
Another Chaffee for Stephenn. And another Achta for Jpeg. Definitely strikes me as a bit of an odd move. Key cancels it out. Yeah, it really wouldn't make much sense of a second armored car like almost 20 minutes of the game. That would have been a very odd move there out of Jpeg.
A victory point is being
Because
taken
another
from
punch
us.
score and then a pack grenade. Clearly some hesitancy out of Jpeg, some uncertainty as to where to go next. More right from there for Stephenn.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
And of course, even more infantry power, which is on top of the German Third Reich here in Italy. Rifle charging in there. Jpeg really start getting those victory points. Down to 174 versus 498. That is
All victory points are
a
under enemy
significant
control.
gap.
We must act.
Leave him! He's dead!
Pack 38 is entering the field.
There we go, pack 38 here for Jpeg.
Push up! Engage all contact!
Good news in that we didn't see marketing. He's got that. He's got one pack of steel, so I mean, sometimes you get like a fairly discounted Marder fleet as an opponent. Got the chaff there. Stephen's light takes are being thoroughly destroyed here by the German army. Very much, I think, undercutting Stephen's plan there, whatever it was. Up north, the Greyhound and Robinson on the northern victory point. Catholic Dossier scored out in the open. Easy prey here. We got 58 versus 69. 3 versus 1. Overall, most of the failures. That only like. March for the run to get the grab being fixed up. 132 is 498. Jpeg reeling something out of these victory points. He needs something about it pretty fast. Panzer Pioneer keeping up the advance here, blasting everything they can with their grenade launchers. There we get the flank. And Grenson's got a few shots in, but of course it was also helpful here for the M1340. This was a Greyhound and not a chaff. Yards of damage he inflicted on the M1340 tank will cause a bit much fire. 107 versus 498. 4. And there you go. Tank striking against south side, pushing for the southern victory point. Need to also grab the northern one. We've got a captain like that. Feels like here Jpeg is awfully focused on the center of the map.
We have 100 points remaining.
100 points, in fact less than that now. Reading something out of these victory points here. That southern victory point.
We're losing grasp of the victory point.
Up north, Captain got the point here. Center falling to the German troops here. We got
We
98
have lost control of the
497.
victory point.
These Jpegs managed to stop the bleeding.
Okay, it's planted.
I hope yet to get more bleeding in here on Stephenn.
We have captured the location.
American forces wobbling 40 to sail the positions of Deutschland once more. 93 was 197. North Bezier moving in, grabbing the northern field point here with the Panzer Pioneer. South side seems in practice gone. Here's Jpeg, I think he's just focusing on a much smaller axis here. Centre north axis, and we've got attempts victory points. Got the Braders in as well as an upgrade here for Bezier, but we're not Jpeg convinced to his another match entirely. So far, no sign. We got another M1340 out for Jpeg. As for Seaman, I mean, he's kind of within the position to actually build the tank deck and then begin, you know, pushing for Germany's Yates. That would certainly, I think, pose a different problem for Jpeg and the Germans. They're definitely not kitted out for dealing with the Germany's Yates. Sure. After they're finished up, appears. Blasting there. 93 to 168.
Victory point lost.
Last squad captain full stuff. Bezier advancing in further south. Not much still happening. 93 to 168. Bezier has been masked. Back down with the Americans.
40 medium tanks are ready to deploy.
Italian assault continues here. no greater supply heavy firepower here as they charge right into the guns of the Greyhound. He goes certainly also finding a bit of volume there, but ultimately far from sufficient. 90 Fleavers 468. Another entertainment for Jpeg, another pack 28. Assault continues here to Stephenn. A fresh wave of attacks against Jpeg. Against the center. In the name of democracy, the rifle charge forwards. Cross broken stones and tiles here. Past the bodies of the fallen comrades. There you go, Jefferson here trying to get a good shot, but ultimately seemingly fails. These fails to make much of an impact. Pack fading from almost done over Jpeg, Stephenn.
Pack crew is reporting in.
Well, either he's planning to build a Sherman EC, tend to call it in, but at this point it does feel like things a bit calmer. Anything I think he's setting up there for the Sherman EC. One way or the other. Whether they call it or buildable. We'll also have to see which of these two paths Stephenn descends upon.
Victory point under enemy control.
90 Fleet 149. Rushing into the rifleman there with the Messier backed up by some more riflemen. There you go, grenade goes off. I'll take out the Messier squad. Close call there for Jpeg. Mine fall back in on the rock, being some into the Jewels of the Lion there to keep Germans' attention there. Punchakers falling back here. Big Guard 78 was 149. Stephenn still enjoys his great lead. Jpeg really something about this. Quite soon, if anything. Jeffy racing ahead. 64 versus 449. Considering the situation of Jpeg, I do feel like he might be a bit too cautious here. I feel like he should be actively looking to explore more of the map, make progress, put pressure on Stephenn. Instead, he's just actually doing something for the most part. He's just kind of ignoring the rest of the map, focusing exclusively almost on the center. I don't think it's quite what he really wants. Against Stephenn. Himself to the ground, a larger column of infantry there. Tanks remaining in the center, acting as a reserve for Jpeg. There you go, Grand going in, catching the best here, back.
Point is being taken from us.
Easy tactical victory here for Stephenn. There you go, time to Rothwell here fighting for the center, well, what's left of it increasingly. And there you go, actually got the French singing some shots. For joy. The ace level of the Greyhound there, veterans of feet. A rather nasty little opponent. 55 versus 439. Jpeg doing a tiny bit better for him now, but he's still, I think, in a pretty harsh position, just 55 points versus opponent's one at 30. Bit of a chasm there, he needs to somehow get across. Not falling down in particular. Body! There you go, pushing into the Chaffee, rifles pulling quickly into packs. I think coming in a southern flank, yes, thumbs up into Jpeg gets his speed, seems moved edge. Seem can only watch in horror. This is Chaffee light tank explodes, and there you go. We do got the Sherman EC then. It is the call-in version, I believe. Which does have some elements there worth keeping in mind. Since the call-in, he can't really utilize the discounts cheaper and easily get off. So that is, I think, worth pointing out there. using the command car ability there on the Achtrad. 55 to 94.
Laying mines here. Trap them.
Tank them for Stephenn finally.
Laying mines here. Trap
And the
them.
mines that are the Germans as well. They're looking to catch up any counter-attack here for
it's
Stephenn.
locked. Pass well down the line.
Stephenn, there seems to be biding his time. Bang for his next big
Laying
move.
mines here. Trap them.
Question is how far is he thinking ahead here?
Mines here. Trap them. Holding
Our victory point is being neutralized by the enemy.
There you go, rushing southwards, want to get those resource points back under American control here.
mine taken.
Indifferent almost done it for Jpeg. Meanwhile, they've got in the centre, Pan's been hitting mines and taking some nasty losses. Further south, the assault under Stephenn's command continues here. Jpeg's forces looking at a way to scatter to form up a cohesive and effective defense against the Americans who come barreling in. In the centre there, got most of the forces there concentrated. Expecting the main assault to come there.
A victory point is being taken from us.
Yeah, somehow Jpeg is holding on now, at least for a brief while. He's about to start bleeding again unless something happens fast.
We have lost control of a victory point.
5-33. The heavy armor car movement, tanks also repositioning. Got Stephenn with a Sherman tank away, noting here this is a regular one, not the Sherman Easy 8. So obviously you can just get those much cheaper.
Territory lost.
Bersaglieri, contact with infantry.
Stephenn, we're not seeing too much evidence of what's going for Sherman. He hasn't even done them, but
Our territory is in enemy hands.
a lot of Shermans at a discount. That's obviously far from bad, but I think that's basically the circumstances. Oh, wait, Guttural in ports here. 50 kilometers done.
Get to cover you.
That's 333. Bit of smoke there. Out of
Enemy down.
Jpeg. Got the Graham being pushed back.
The enemy.
Bit of blasting there. Got the Jpeg rolling ahead and taking the flying away there. Hands on me, Commando slowed around here for Jpeg, deciding to bring in something a bit bigger than an Italian tank. Thumbs up when and if he gets there. Sherman might get past him with 2 Pak 38s, laying down heavy fire there. Stephenn masters all of his skills and just pulls the Sherman out of line of fire. Sir, we can't take heavy fire. What should we do? Just drive backwards, dude. Right.
Proximity alarm. Near our victory point.
There you go. Cover tank out based off the M3 Lee chassis. The center here continued finding the center victory point
under
happens.
enemy control.
I mean, Jpeg's done some work keeping Stephenn down more to his low terms of victory points, though. It's still quite a gap between the two. Up north here, Bessier pushing through, pouring through the gaps here. Greyhound knocked out, leaving Stephenn with just a Sherman, for now at least. Start recovering some of the other one's tanks here, including
Bersaglieri taking losses.
set vehicle there.
Taking small arms fire here.
There you go. Keeps pushing up, engaging the Sherman with those Pak 38s. Getting a fair bit of damage, almost taking out the Sherman tank there. Stephenn definitely a bit more careful there. We got smoke deployed. Further south, German forces exploiting Stephenn's heavy swift towards the centre. Sort of push across the map. Thumbs up to Jpeg there. Got a lot of smoke here.
Hold quiet here. Territory secure.
Oh, much smoke. 55 is 306.
New Tiger tanks will be made available shortly.
Armed reserves for Jpeg designed to bring in the big guns. I mean, he's got the fuel of
Confirming
anything.
enemy
The
point
issue
at
for
300
Jpeg right
and
now is
dropping.
manpower and population, but if he can sort of bring the more into line with what he wants in terms of the Tiger, he could be a big threat there for Stephenn. If, once again, get a victory point gap, Stephenn has like a force that's not to be taken lightly, so depending on what happens next, I mean, Stephenn could make it very difficult for Jpeg to like build up all that stuff. Last day, Phantom going back up again with 4. 55 to 67. Launching another shot and sending a south-sided grenade on the enemy for wiping it. Nice fight with Stephenn completely blindsiding Jpeg, who was not ready for that. His Phantom Pioneers also on the danger zone. He's about to close in with the BARs with that 55 to 52. I mean, Jpeg is doing a great job clearing out Stephenn on victory points, but at this point, needs to like clean him out in other ways too.
The enemy have Panzer Pioneers lost.
Panzer Pioneers will drop the grenade launchers, about to lose the enemy 34 team as well. Oh dear. Just absolute pain here for Jpeg, but there you go. Big wave of chance troops coming in here, forcing him to withdraw rather than just try and grab these weapons. Minor victory there. 55 to 22.
Sector lost.
And there you go. Quickly into recruit the machine gun and grab that grenade launcher. Down to Jpeg. Another shot for Stephenn. No sound of an up gun, but he's not yet. As for Jpeg, and he continues his inexorable advance towards pulling in a Tiger Tank again. The question is, can he get there? Because again, he's got like 55 points left, so like one good push here from Stephenn, one mistake from Jpeg could very much just lose him everything before he's able to call in the Tiger Tank. We'll have to see how that works out. Got a pack from there. Whoops. South of the victory point. Backed up Yamakawa to boost the instinct's performance further. Thumbs up there to Jpeg. More to hear by Stephenn. Final course would like to support. Smoke screen in particular. Thumbs up worthy. And now Jpeg is in the offense, charging against Stephenn. Keeping rushed in, trying to deal with that further south here. Sherman covering up the rough advances here. 55 on 69. American forces, they're getting blasted into oblivion. Italian tank breaches veterans, 3 thumbs up. Impressive work there.
Enemy forces have taken our territory.
Kind of like the upgrade machine that sort of seems to go into the looks like it did. Surface, I mean, that's nice. Cavalry tank rushing in to, I'm not entirely sure what it's doing there. I guess might just hope there was something that needed to repair that just wasn't. 55-62. I mean, Stephen's victory points are actually time so a bit more concerning here. I mean, the chance like Jpeg could like maybe turn the situation on any. I'd still say odds are stacked against him, but he's certainly doing something. Yes, thumbs up, I guess. Opportunity to come from the south here, but it's also to multiple attack from a spot. Mine then never proved to be helpful. There you go, Italian tanks further, forcing from Stephenn in the south here. Sherman's the move here, the M4A1. Jpeg quick to not pursue here, probably expecting the Shermans or something else to follow them. Not got tanks. Meanwhile in the centre, big push here by Jpeg. Seemingly going all in here to try and get control of the south side though. Stephenn strikes in the armoured fist of freedom. Blasting away here, Jpeg's position inside the machine team in particular. Absolutely prepared to take on the Sherman tank in the centre. Italian troops rushing in, backed up by all manner of other things. For 55 is on 18. 16 in fact.
Victory point lost.
Clock is ticking here against players. Going here the recovery tank for now. Sherman also slightly pulling back at 55 as 109. Wonder what Stephenn's up to at the moment, thinking of this.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
It's like a bit more combined effort in the centre. We got Ralph Squad showing descending upon the Decisive squad pushing it back.
Enemy forces Forces
Yeah,
have
the
captured
enchanting
the
goes
victory
back to the
point.
Octard. 5504. Off the tanks catching Rumford off guard, forcing it back. Even the forces they're ill prepared. The center, though, the Armor Fist of Freedom, I think, is right about here to burst through Jpeg's teeth if he's not careful. So for now, at least, really doesn't do much here. South side here, they got the best Jpeg back
The
to the
enemy has
Greyhound.
only
Yeah,
100
Sherman,
points
that's definitely
remaining.
bigger than
The
a Greyhound.
advantage is ours.
5598. Wow. Pretty good work there by Jpeg. There's such a gap in there. Side tanks right there. Sherman down, recovery tank down. Wow. This team just... What happened here? Like, I feel like this team just had such an advantage and then suddenly just played very passively, so just pushing over right there. To the Italian tanks, 55 and 86, there go to Stephenn.
Taking indirect fire.
Wow. That really felt like Steve was winning that, but there you go.
Proximity alarm near our strategic point.
Gather what
GG's.
you can.
Quite impressed with the Jpeg, so hope you got the match. If you learned something from it, this is a brilliant team. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.